You see all of a sudden people who are coming together, and when it's done in a way like Move Congress, where it's playful and engaging, you see really what we people can do when we come together. And I think that's really an inspiration for all of us, because of course in Move Congress people are all working with associations and with bringing people together, but I think this is maybe a crowning moment where we're reminded what actually can happen when we come together and inspire each other. So when I was asked to come and be part of Move Congress, I was one, delighted, also a bit daunted, because you guys are, I mean, you're world champions in creating movement and getting people to move. So I was also thinking, well, what can I bring to the table? But it's a fantastic experience, and I'm just really happy to be able to be a part of it. So after the pandemic, I think what we're all feeling is we're feeling physically and also mentally. It's like there's a duvet over our heads and over our bodies. So we feel sort of held down, and I think what we all need is to be vitalized again. My wife's a psychologist, and she uses this expression to be vitalized, and I think it's actually really interesting, because to be happy people, it's not something that only happens in our heads. And I think we've actually also felt that during pandemic times or during COVID, that when we've been really down, well, we need to go out and go for a run or do something physical. So I think the emphasis that health is something that has to do with our mental state and with our physical state, and these two they're together, where they're combined, and so living or having a vitalized life, that has to do with being moved, and I think that's exactly what Move is all about. That's what you guys are doing so well. So as for inclusion in sports activities, who is it that we should focus on? Who is it we should remember to include in our activities after COVID? I think what we really need to realize is that we are in a society now that relishes individuality, and so that can be at odds with associations and grouping. So I think one thing that we really need to realize is, of course, there's the obvious one is the refugees, which is also the focal point of this conference. But I think in general we need to look at people who, in a sense, become refugees in their own society, I guess you could almost say. And that could, of course, be people who come from out of society and into the society. But I think we actually also have people in society who in some sense feel almost homeless and don't feel that they're engaged and part of something. And I think this is an element that we really need to address, because in an individualized society, people are more and more doing what they individually would like to do, but they're not getting these important grains that we all need in our daily diet, which is the interaction with other people. And I think that's where sports associations, obviously, where you guys have a huge, a hugely important factor to play in society. But we need to really address, how can we take these people who have been brought up on individualized identities and lifestyles, and how can we coax them or help them to also become, and this might require more pop-up events, more creatively thought out initiatives and campaigns that can engage people on a short basis, so that they might not become soccer players for life or runners for life, but that's all right. I think that's what we actually have to realize, because we're up against, obviously, digital games, etc., that are where there's a lot of money and resources are being used to make this hugely entertaining. And so we need to find ways to, how can we be as entertaining, and how can this be as invigorating for people to become part of. That was a long answer, but I think there's just going to be more and more people in society, in an individualized society, who we actually need to go out and cater to and help out. And they're not going to be the easiest to catch, if you will. But I would say that those are the refugees in general in our societies that we definitely need to address.
you.